Hey class, we're going to look at some of the Polygon tools that are common that you'll use on a regular basis. I'm not going to go over every single one of them, but I'm going to go over good use ones. I'm going to just go into this view right here. Right now you can see it's default shading. I'm going to write down, I'm going to turn on edge faces as well so that you can see this. And I'm actually going to go to set this object to a white. Let's do a black. There we go. So you can see the edge faces themselves. They're going to show up as, here's the blue is the selected object, and here is. First, I'm going to go basically, let's start with, we're going to convert this to an editable mesh. Again, this is basically, again, a 300 by 300 by 100 box with 3 segments to set things up. And so basically going to convert this to an editable mesh to start off with. And we're going to look at the vertex tools. And basically I can click a point and I can move it around. And you can see that it is going for a right. It's like these two guys right here. I can move them out. There we go. You can see that now I have now moved just those vertices. I've now moved that out and pushed them out. We'll come back to this later on. We'll play with that. But let's say, hey, I want these two vertices to come to a certain point right here. Well, what I can do is I can select that point and bring it in. And that's going to be at around 0. I'll do -1, and then I'll select its sister point over here, and I'll set that to be 1. So they're about next to each other. I am going to select both of them. There, yep. And one of the things I can use, basically, I can weld those targets, weld them together. Selected, basically, target, I can within 16 pixels, or I can say within range. Right now, I've set up my 3ds Max to be in centimeters. So I'm just going to do 5. Oh, undo what I just did. Put you back at 1. And then I can select you. I'm going to select, make this 5 so it's within 5 units of each other. I click selected. You can say, boom, there is now one vertice there. And now all of these faces use that vertice. Now if I click selected again, it's going to give me an error, no vertices within L, because there's only one vertice here. And then I can go, I can rotate it out. And I can use this to my advantage. I can pull this out a little bit if I don't select another vertice. So now I can just now pull that out. Now I've now built this out. You can create points on their own, but it's not, unless you know what you're really doing, you're not really building vertices on your own. That's going to bring us to basically our, we're going to go to the underside of the queue for what I'm going to do next. And what I'm going to do is basically I'm going to select these edges. Actually, I'll just do, I'll do the side to start off. And one of the tools you'll see is called transfer. And basically transfer takes this line, splits it in two, and it slides. So for our purposes, because there's only 2 faces here, it's going to slide one face down this side and one face down this way. So I'm going to do extrude. Again, these are 100 by 100. I'm going to do 20 units. I'll click on extrude. Oh, sorry, that's going to extrude it upwards. What I was thinking was transfer. So it made that unit upwards. I'm going to undo that. What I really want is actually what I need to do is a transfer of 20 units. And that's going to be, you can see that right there. I'm going to go back. I can actually do 50 units. And then I can do like another 10. You can see just by doing that, I've done 2 transfers. And that basically has given me this side of a barrel type look. That's one of the tools. Again, you did see this earlier on. I'm going to grab this line right here, and then I'm going to extrude it 100 units. Oh, I only had one. That's fine. We'll just play with that one line. So you can see right there, that's the line that I have. I'm going to hold down Shift, and I'm going to pull this out. And that's also going to do a extrude as well. I'm going to go look at, again, I could go with, with the triangles, but you're mostly going to use the Polygon tools. So again, we'll select this right here, and you can see this is extrude. I'll do 20 units. You can see now it's pulled that up. and I can hold down Shift. Oh, no. And I can make another plane, clone it part of the mesh. So that's what you don't want to do. I'll click OK just so you can see. So I've made a new face above. Now, if you want to like duplicate like a bunch of polygons, that would actually be useful. So like if I wanted to do, say, all of these, and I wanted to copy them. Yeah, cool. I'll copy clone to element. And this is still part of the box. And then I can bring this, I could, bring these down. So that, they were close, so I could then do something funky with, like a transparent texture on this. That's what you might do. I'm going to delete these just for one moment. I'm going to go click back here. I'm going to click bevel, and this is basically, it's going to take these, the edges is going to pull either, if it's a positive number, it's going to go out. So I'm going to go bevel of 10 units. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to extrude one more time. So that's why I got a nice base right here. So the extrude is going to be, I think it did 20 units, so I'll do another 20. Oh, and it did take the bevel previously. So I'll do another extrude of 20 units, and then I can do a bevel of -20, and I'll bring it back in. And it is, again, I'll do 50 units just to show you. So it is, with the bevel, it does take a click into the viewport for it to take. It won't render it right away, and that's just a quirk of 3ds Max. All right, so I've shown you how to create stuff. I'm just going to go in. I'm just going to select a face right here, and I'm going to delete it. And let's say I wanted to create it. I can go up to create, and I'm going to go around counterclockwise. And this is a winding issue. And basically, when you go counterclockwise, you can see that the face is now facing towards me. Actually, I went counter. We will. Actually, what I want is now, I want to flip the vertice. There we go. Let's not use black. Let's just use this pinkish color. There we go. You can see that right here. This is we'll flip this, and then now we've got the normal pointing in the right direction. So if you again, we'll select this. We'll flip it. If you see this like a blackness right here, it means you're going through the back side. We can flip this. Again, select it, flip it. The other thing that, again, you can ignore back facing here, and that may be useful at times. The other thing that you can potentially do, we can go to the object properties, and we can actually say call back face. And so when I go back and I select the face this time, I flip it, you can see that, why didn't the properties take? You see, it should be showing me, but essentially we're looking through the back side. So that's, again, the important piece here. We'll flip normal. It looks like we've selected, yeah, that normal is flipped. There we go. Or is it just shaded wrong? Might be shaded wrong. Later on, we'll come play with the material IDs. We'll do things down here. Smoothing groups. And this is basically, if we select, you can see all of these faces right here have that smoothing group of 5, whereas these have a different smoothing group. The idea behind smoothing groups is that that faces that have that same smoothing group basically are lit unified together as opposed to individual faces. And this prevents a faceting of like a cylinder, for example. The round part of the cylinder will have the same smoothing group, and that will basically treat light across it as it was one plane as opposed to individual planes. We'll talk more these things that we can worry about as we go on. All right, I do want to show the editable poly tools. Now, ultimately, when you go to the editable poly, you will go back to the editable mesh, and it's basically there are a couple tools. There's a nice extrude tool here that has multiple options. There is a bevel tool that has both extruding and beveling at the same time, so you can control both at the same time. You can see one of the things that we can do. I'm going to flip around this side right here. Select all of these faces. I can extrude them up. I'll do another bevel, and we'll do 10, and we'll do negative. See, oop, that's the bevel. Sorry, that's the extrude. So we'll do 25, and then we'll do negative 10. That's the bevel. You see it now come in. Now I've done this by group. Oh, I do want to accept it. And then I'm going to, again, accept it. I'll do this again, but this time I'm going to change this from whether it's as a group. We can do this by local normal, which would be group and normal are pretty much the same, but we can do these individually. Now each of these was extruded up, and then each were beveled individually. And we'll do negative 20 to bring that in more closely. We'll do 30. We'll do 20. So you can go wild. These tools you can go pretty wild pretty quickly with. You add detail and do things as you see fit. One of the things that you see, we go to the side right now. Looking for the cut tool. Well, transfer, bridge, connect. It's probably in the editable mesh. There we go. And I'm going to turn on my snaps for this purpose. I'm going to select that. Where is it? Oh, it's under. Here's soft selection. No. Here we go. Here's the cut. So there's slice plane and there's also cut. I'm going to use cut for this purpose right now. And I'm going to go here. I'll make a line like that. And you can now see that I've cut that polygon in half. And I go here and I go right about here. You can see that now I've made a line that now cut that polygon. Again, these were 2 polygons selected. Now I've got 4 polygons because I slid them in half. So use this sparingly, because basically now you've got a point here that's not connected to other polygons. So this can, I can go in and I can, grab that center point that's now been selected, and I can pull it out. And I've now, you can get a scenario where you can get things that break. And not doing it. But you can get into trouble. It will work. It's just people who are big about topology are gonna complain about that. Like you should have this point should have gone to here and there, and this point to here and down there, so that you're always triangulating things. Don't worry about that. We'll deal with triangulation, having that do that job for you. I mean, it is doing it for you. But there's just things to be aware about. You can split. And if you really if this was a big issue, then you could probably weld points or add on, split more and do more. So there's options always here to how you can handle things. But the idea here is if you're doing a lot of little detail work, you're probably barking up the wrong tree for the most part. Unless you know exactly why you're doing detail work, you shouldn't be doing detail work, is basically what I'm mounting here. But these are your basic tools that you're going to need to use for you this assignment and what you're going to use on a regular basis. Feel free to go look at all the other tools. Go dig in. There's more here that I'm showing you, but I'm not teaching to be, RTs, capital A RTs, lowercase a. I'm trying to get you to prototype things, get it in the game, get it up and running, and then have your artist come back and then give you, a better model, better mesh, better materials as we go on. The idea here is that you're trying to get stuff in the game quick as fast as you can, so you could do work and implement things. So, all right. Good luck with your assignments.